Hello, students, staff, and parents. We today are going to be talking about stop, all done, and no. So I have with me a student's device, their page set, that will help me to share some of the information of how we might talk about stop, all done, and no. Parents and staff, what I would like you to work on today is just model for the students when you hear me say these three different words. If they have all three of the different words, that's great. If they don't, then you could use any of them. The reason why I put these three together is because they kind of just work together well. They often share some of the same meanings when you use them. So the first one that I want to talk about is I'm all done. So for this one, on this particular page set, you might have to go and find it. It might be something that that you don't see just right up in front. And so if this is something that is already on the device, great. If it's not, you can find a way to say that you're done with something without actually saying I'm all done. I know on some of the devices there is a button that says I'm all done. So all done.
Done.
So when we are talking with the word, with the idea of I'm all done, you might say that you're all done with an activity. So for example, what are some activities we could be doing? You might be on a call with somebody. For example, some of you have had some Zoom calls with me. Actually, all of you have had some Zoom calls with me, which is amazing. And sometimes when we're on those calls, you say goodbye or stop, and it means that you're saying that you want to be done with that Zoom call. And that's okay. Sometimes maybe it gets to be too long of a time. You want to be done with that, and that's all right. You might also say you might be done with listening to a song or a certain kind of artist. I know that there are sometimes if I listen to something for the same artist for a long time, I just get all done with that. I just don't want to do that anymore. You might be all done with playing with a certain kind of object or game or toy. Sometimes you might be sitting for a while with the same activity and you just want to do something else. You might say whatever it is and then say, I'm done. Okay, and then the other use, it is an activity, but it's, so another one is with eating, and we'll talk more about that too. You might say that you want to be all done with eating. That's part of the activities part. Another one is that conversation, and we did kind of talk about that a little bit when we were talking about like I'm done with a call, but we kind of talked about that as an activity too. If you want to be done with a conversation, there are some different ways that you can do that. You can say goodbye, you can say stop, you can say done, you can say no or not, you just protest for the conversation. But it's a nice thing to kind of work toward is something that's really clear that people cannot think something else is what you mean, you know, something so that they absolutely know that you want to be done talking to them. So you could say, here, let's go back quick. You could say,
I do. Done. Talk. Talking. I done talking.
I'm done talking. Okay. And I get that that's a pretty big phrase, but the more clear you can be, the more likely it is that people will understand what you are saying. So that's a good thing to work toward. All right, our next word after I'm all done, our next word is stop. So there are a couple different ways that I thought of for the word stop, how you could use it. One is, again, kind of a protesting way of using it. So you could say,
You. Stop.
and if you put this all together, man, this makes a big phrase.
I done talking, you stop.
Oh my goodness, I'm done talking, you stop. But it could just be
You. Stop.
for any sort of thing that you want someone to stop doing. So for example, maybe there is somebody talking to, so for example, okay, you go to a doctor's appointment and you want to share what's bothering you and how you're feeling. And maybe the doctor is asking your staff or your parent the question, and they're saying, or they're asking like, oh, how are they feeling? You know, and things like that. And you can say, you stop, just to say that I want to answer this question. You could also, if somebody's just maybe talking too much to you and you just kind of find it annoying, you could say, you stop. You could say, if somebody is singing and they're really bad at singing and they don't realize that and they're singing off key, you could say, you stop. You could also say this if somebody keeps on giving you like some food that you don't like, you just say, you stop, I don't want this. So there are a lot of things that you can use this for. It's a really good protesting word to tell someone to stop. Just that I don't want this anymore, things like that. And so there are a lot of good activities like that. We can look a little bit at what activities someone might be doing that you could say, stop. All right. Maybe someone's
Asking.
a lot of questions. Say, stop. Maybe they are giving you a
Drink.
a beverage that you do not enjoy. Say, you stop. Oh, maybe
Go.
they're going too fast. You can say,
You stop asking, drink go.
you stop. Oh, maybe
Read.
someone's reading a book that you don't like. You can say, you stop. Whenever I am doing this to parents and staff, you can be modeling. When I say, you stop, you can say stop or no or done. And what's one more? Maybe someone is watching you and you just want to be left alone for a little bit, and you say,
You stop.
You stop.
You stop asking, drink or read, watch, you stop.
So there's a lot of different words that you can put together with you stop that would make it help. Even if you just name something that's happening, like if you just name, if it's something that you're eating that's bothering you, you can say eat and then stop. Or eat, and then you could say like what kind of food it is that you don't like, and then you could say stop. So there's a lot of ways that you can protest and make something stop. Another thing that you can use stop for is to just say, I want to stop. So you can say,
I stop.
or you can say,
Want. Stop.
usually if you say want in front of it, then people will just assume that you mean I want to stop. But if you say I stop, then that makes it a little bit more clear. So that's good. So
I stop.
and so some different things that you might be able to say, things that you want to stop, are you want to stop playing with a toy, or you want to stop listening to music. And we did kind of talk about that a little bit. Maybe you want to stop eating.
Eating. I stop eating.
You want to stop eating. You want to stop
Eating lime.
So this one, it looks like it sounds more about something that's saying that's something that's not true, but I was meaning more like laying. You want to stop laying down. So that's another thing. You can say that you want someone else to stop doing something, or you can say, I want to stop doing whatever it is that I'm doing. I know that sometimes something that has that someone has asked to stop before is sometimes I'll do a lesson in front of the class, and you might say stop because you don't want to do what I'm doing, or you don't enjoy what I'm talking about, or something like that. And that's perfectly fine for you to express that. If you do, for example, say that you want to stop in watching this video, that would be a really good way to share. And then, parents and staff, if that happens, you can go ahead and stop and then maybe come back to it in a little bit if that is something that just maybe someone needs a break from, or if it's just really something that you don't like very much, then maybe just watch a different video. Okay, last word that we are going to be, oh wait, one more on stop. Sorry about that. You could also comment that something has stopped. So when you are looking around, there are some different objects that we can talk about. Maybe you are talking about animals. I might see some
Bird.
or
Bunny.
or I don't see it. I don't see the squirrel, but birds and bunnies and squirrels outside, or my
Dog.
or
Cat.
okay, so I might see those animals outside, and I might just comment on any given animal and say they
Stop.
maybe they're laying down now, or they might be up in a
Tree.
okay. So usually the squirrels or the birds will jump up into the tree, and then the dog and the cat feel
I'm sad.
I'm sad. They want to go and chase the bunnies and the rabbits and the rabbits and the birds and the squirrels. Some other things that might stop might be a class in school. You might say,
Computer class.
computer class has stopped. You might just be commenting about that. Oh, or you could talk about a game. So a certain sport game that has happened might have stopped. Oh, or like the Olympics.
Olympics.
I think that was going to happen this year, I think. And that is not going to happen yet. Also,
Swimming.
swimming, maybe someone stopped swimming. Maybe you want to stop swimming. Maybe you want to start swimming. It's been a while. So there are a lot of different things that you could say just as a social comment. You stopped. And this doesn't really get you anything, but it is part of a conversation. And if you're someone that likes to have conversations with people, that is a good way to use the word stop. That's something that's kind of a harder skill to learn initially, but it is a good thing for you to be able to do, just to be able to say, oh, this is something that stopped, and then someone would say, oh yeah, and that might spark some more conversation. And then one more word. Our last word today is no. All right, there are two ways that are pretty common ways that we use the word no. And I'm going to see here if we can find our yeses and nos. Quickfires. Okay, so it's under quickfires. There we are. Yes and no. Okay, so when we are using the word no, we might use it as a way to protest. So something is happening, you don't like it, you say,
No.
I don't like that. No. You can say also, so some examples of things that you might protest to, we already kind of talked about that. It's too hot, it's too cold, someone's being really loud, there's something that just somebody's talking about you, or somebody's staring at you too much, or something like that. You can say
no.
And if you combine that with some other words, that is a really good way to make that clear. Another way to say
no
is as a way to answer a question. So a lot of times we'll ask a question, a yes or no question. So for example, we might say, hey, do you have some coffee this morning? And you might say yes or no. There are some of you that I know do drink some coffee. So you might say yes if you're those people, but some of you I know don't drink coffee, and so then you would say no, but you could also say it on your device.
No.
You can say it with your head. You can say it with your eyes. You can say it with some cards or a book. So you've got a lot of different ways that you can say no. When you are answering a question, no, you might say,
no way.
So for example, when someone asks me, am I good at playing basketball? I would say,
no way.
No way. A tall person does not a basketball player make. You might say, someone might ask me, am I adopted? I was asked that once, and I said,
no.
At the time, I was young and I looked like my dad, but not so much my mom. So they thought I might be adopted. And I said,
no.
No, I am not. Some other words. A couple more things that might be fun to say no to. Do I, what is, oh, do I like potato salad? I'm sorry. I know that a lot of people really like it, and I have had it where I think it's okay, but I would have to say,
no,
I really don't like potato salad that much. And then the same thing for lasagna, and I know I've mentioned this before, but do I like lasagna? I'd have to say,
no.
No, and I know that a lot of people like lasagna. People make really good lasagna, but usually it doesn't make me feel very good, and that's why I say no, I don't like it, because it just ends up messing with my stomach, and then I've associated the taste of lasagna with something that doesn't make me feel very good. So don't feel very good.
No. Good.
I feel kind of
bad.
So when someone offers me lasagna, I might have a small piece, or I might kind of, just depending on the day, say,
no way.
I don't usually say it like that. That would be rude. But anyway, so you can answer some questions with no, questions about yourself. It's a really good way for people to get to know you. Questions about things that you like. You could say, no, I don't like that. Things about your routine. No, I don't do that. Things about your family. So there's a lot of different things that people can get answers from you with the yes, no questions. So one really fun way to do this might be, play 20 questions. That's a kind of a fun game to do this with if you are really good at yeses and nos. Or if you just want to have a conversation with someone, there are some of you that are really, really awesome with yeses and nos, and this would be a really fun thing to use in the conversations too. So that is going to be all for me today. I am going to have to say, see, oh, it's in that category. I can't go there yet. I am going to go. And I hope that you have a good day. We are going to
Stop
this video. All right, thank you. Have a wonderful day.